For anyone seeing the stream right now or the VOD later, this is a collective reading for anyone viewing this. Doesn't matter when you're viewing this, this is for you for the next year. If you're watching this in 2026, this is a reading for 2027. So, we have pile 1 with Orlite 23, pile 2 with Celestite, and pile 3 with the Sodalite Axolotl. So for us watching now, this is for 2025. It's about covering over the year and reflecting on the previous. You can type your pick in chat or keep it to yourself. Doesn't matter to me. Whatever you like. I'll give you all a moment to select your piles. Alright. We're going to get started, starting with pile number 1. It is a-okay to choose secretly. So, starting with pile number 1 with Orlite, we have Ethiopian Opal, Fertile Ground, Pegasus Unicorn Energy, and Rainbow Child. Representing the lesson of 2024, or the previous year, is the Chariot reversed, and the lesson representing the upcoming year is 10 of Cups reversed. You learned in 2024, pile 1, that mindless pursuit forward with force is not going to get what you want. You may have been giving your all into a project, doing nothing but that project, or working towards an ambition, and it not coming to fruition for you, which is very upsetting, and I'm sorry to hear that. But you've learned that there's other ways to do it, and other ways to be successful, other than the ways of brute pursuit. You felt in this time you didn't have a lot of control over what was going on in your life. You felt like you had lost the reins. And then we have the 10 of Cups reversed, for representing the following year. There seems to be a lot of chaos that's going to be in the following year. And it's not necessarily chaos. Has elements of bad and good, just like everything else in life. It depends on your perspective on it. Chaos and disruption and disharmony can bring about bad things, but can also bring about good things. It's like a storm. When we have a storm, there's winds, there's rains, thunder and lightning, crashing down, tornadoes, whatever horrendous storm you could think of. But there's also part of the storm that is beneficial. So the winds of the storm can help blow the seeds of plants and help fertilize new growth. The storm could abruptly cause the destruction of a building, but the loss of the building is detrimental. But the building that's built in place of that is even better than the other one, and reaps so many more rewards. It's a balance of loss and gain. Sometimes you need to lose in order to gain. Those reins that you lost hold of in the previous year, what if you were meant to lose the reins? What if there wasn't reins for you to hold? Those are the kind of perspectives that is challenging you. This year is challenging you to think of. What if there's a positive twist to everything perceivably negative that you've experienced? Fertile ground. Things need to be destroyed in order for there to be room for there to be something new. You can't gain something without losing something. That goes against the laws of physics. And it also goes against the laws of physics for nothing to change. Everything is changing all the time. Situations change all the time. And it's up to you to take advantage of the changing situations, adapting to the changing situations to best benefit your situation. There's this theme of fate and choosing paths to go down. And you need to tap into that realm of creation. And inadvertently tapping into the energy of creation, you also need to tap into the energy of destruction, because you can't have one without the other. It's the acceptance of things that need to go in order for you to create and to move forward into a time of success and abundance. Fertile ground, abundance all around. There's a lot of happy emotions, but there's also a lot of disappointment with that happiness. Again, it's the back and forth of that duality of there needing to be a balance. Your advice for the following year, Pile 1, is to continue to have faith that everything turns out just as it's supposed to, and that you have the ability to adapt to whatever situation that you need to in order for you to be successful. And that's also what Auralite 23 is about in terms of crystal healing. Auralite is one of the, in my opinion, most powerful crystals to have, because it has so many properties to it. It's full of duality. It's full of cleansing and helping things move along. Abundance, luck, clearing of anything negative or anything that's standing in your way. I highly recommend using this crystal in the following year, because it will help you to attain the reality that you want through the things that you experience and how you deal with those things and adapt with those things. All right, moving on to Pile 2 with Celestite. We have Jade and Pink Lotus. Sink into silence, reflection, and tranquility. And then we have Judgment and the Moon reversed. What better cards for reflection than Judgment and the Moon? Both very, very symbolic of the internal processes and thinking and just being one with yourself. Anywho, in the previous year, represented by Judgment, it's a beautiful picture. Has a deer that's looking back and reflecting with the Aurora Borealis, and there's a fox spirit speaking to him. Foxes in folklore are represented of usually very trickster type characters, very trivial, very mischievous at times, but they're extremely misunderstood in folklore because they're some of the most wisest creatures as well. And that's kind of the thing when you're dealing with fate and things like that and judgment, is that You are the only person that has the right to judge you, much like the fox only has the right to judge himself. It's about your morals. It's about your values. Are you being authentic? And that's part of the reflection aspect. Are you being authentic to yourself? That's what you learned last year. You were reflecting and you were like, are my actions and what I'm doing feel authentic to me? Is what I'm doing right for me? Am I acting in alignment with my morals and values? Those are the types of questions that you were asking yourself. Moving into the next year, we have the moon reversed, which is a lot of themes about dissolving the mystery, finding out, and reflecting. Shuffling through and sifting through the delusions and illusions in your life. And there's a line, right? It's good to reflect and to understand yourself and to be like, oh, I made a misstep there, or oh, I could change this to better myself as a person. But there's also the negative side of judgment that's full of limiting beliefs and values. Judgments that don't help you, judgments that hinder you, judgments that make you feel like shit, essentially. And it's time to move away from those this year. Reflect on yourself and reflect on yourself with fresh eyes and without a bias. Obviously, if you did something and you believe you fucked up, you're going to believe you fucked up. But it's about learning how to see yourself also from a third-party perspective and seeing yourself honestly without a bias, and to really determine what is the right course of action for you. And I can tell you what, the right course of action has everything to do with tranquility. What is going to bring you peace? What brings you peace of mind? And not from the ego state, because of course we could be like, oh, what brings me peace is, material something, money, so I can stabilize my financial, whatever. Those are ego states. We're talking about the emotional and the spiritual. What is going to make you feel at peace spiritually? We're not talking about material in the world, what your life is looking like on the outer perspective. We're talking about how you feel. We're talking about, are you living your life in a way that makes you feel good? Are you talking to yourself in a way that makes you feel good? If the answer is no, what the fuck are you doing? With love and kindness, what the fuck are you doing? Bring peace to yourself. Judge yourself in the way that brings you to that tranquility, that dissolves illusion and brings harmony. For you to understand yourself and understand how you want to live your life and what feels authentic to you. I don't know what I'm doing. Then find out. Jade is very excellent for heart healing. One of the best ways to find tranquility and to find peace and authenticity within yourself is to work through your heart. And then celestite is connection to the divine. If you are religious or spiritual, reach out to your spirit guides and let them help you find this tranquility, help you find this peace. And last but not least, pile number 3. Right. Beautiful. A diamond ray, diamond light body, high frequency activations, planetary grid work. We have 6 of Wands in reverse and 4 of Cups in reverse. Okay, there's a few things going on. So in the previous year, you put a lot of your effort into things, and this is for pile 3. You put a lot of effort into a lot of things in your life, and you found yourself kind of empty-handed or not feeling fulfilled emotionally. You put a lot of passion and a lot of effort into these things that you were trying to create, and it just feels like nothing. It feels like void. It's like, oh, I did a thing. Now what? Well, I'll tell you now what. The diamond ray, diamond light body, high frequency activations, planetary grid work. We are all made of star stuff. We are all made of light. Everything that we see is light fractals in our eyeballs, essentially. Light, depending on the frequency, can change color. And if we're talking about chakras and spiritualism, white is the purest, most authentic frequency of color. The one below that is purple, blue, green, yellow, etc., and so forth. For you to feel like your effort is worthy and appreciate yourself more, you need to activate that higher frequency in yourself. Speaking positively to yourself, having gratitude for the effort that you've put in, thinking about the reason and the motivation for what it is you're doing, and holding on to that until the very end so that you can fully relish in the idea of what you've created and to fully appreciate it. You keep dimming down your worth, or the worth of the situation that you're in, when it is something that is important and something that can light you up, but you're not letting it. That's what happened in the previous year. Moving on to the next year, we have the 4 of Cups in reverse. You're dealing with the after effects of regret. Regret of not taking advantage of as much, not being as grateful, feeling like you need to do in order to make up for what fulfillment that you felt you lost through the previous year. Mind you, from a third party and also spiritual perspective, you haven't lost anything. Nothing you did was not worth it. What's going on is your own perception in your head of what you view as worthy and as something to have gratitude for. You can view something really small and be like, it's just what I do, or it's just the mundane. No, that shit's important. This year is about you activating that higher frequency, believing in yourself, having gratitude, knowing the worth and what you're putting your effort in. You need to nurture your desires and nurture yourself. Diamonds are symbols of purity, symbols of devotion, symbols of manifestation and abundance. If you have diamond jewelry, wear it. If not, that is okay. And you need to embody the energy of the diamond, knowing your worth, devoting to yourself, devoting to your passions and what you believe and feel is fulfilling to you on the most authentic level of self. Then we have little axolotl. with sodalite. Sodalite is incredible for self-reflection and connecting to your authentic self, feeling more in control and feeling at peace with what's going on. And it helps us reach out to that authentic, our purest essence of self in order to have the willpower and the authenticity to create these things. In the following year, please, for the love of God, find worth in yourself. And it's not that something you need to find, it's already there, but you need to move all of the doubt and the feeling of lack of importance in the smaller things. Everything counts, all effort counts. Just make sure that you're making the effort for a moral and a purpose that follows to your values. If you're not acting authentic to yourself and acting authentic to what you feel you want to create for your life, you're not going to create shit. You have to go into the heart center. You have to be in touch with love and compassion and gratitude for everything, including yourself. You have to create with an open mind and an open heart, not putting a price on anything, not saying, oh, this is just what I do all the time, it's regular, there's nothing special. There is something special. There's something special to everything. You just need to shift your perspective so that you can see it and fully take advantage of it. Pile number 3. Be authentic to yourself, to the things that you put your energy and effort into. That's about it. It sounds simple, ain't it? But it ain't. All right, that concludes our collective reading. And I hope all of you enjoyed.